Welcome back to a closer look. Mass media plays an important role in education in terms of disseminating useful information in PNG for public consumption. However, according to the research report on media and sexual content 2022, the Office of Censorship stated that if the content of the information is not properly managed, it has the potential to corrupt the mindsets and behavior of people, especially the young generation.
The research report on media and sexual content 2022 was materialized from a series of field research undertaken by the research team in selected schools located within 4 regions of the country in 2020. The results are alarming and indicate an urgent need of assessment of young people's exposure to sexual content. Some researchers show that young people who are exposed to sexual content may increase the potential intention to engage in illegal, unethical, and violent behaviors against women and girls. The fundamental reason why schools were targeted was because inappropriate use of any form of media, especially from mobile phones, may cause a child's grades to fall and eventually drop out from school. Chief Censor Jim Abani says this is a serious concern because it poses a threat to the future development of this country.
Really, it's all about young children that we are targeting to see what the technology is doing. And you can see the moral fabric of our society is declining very fast because of the culture that we are adapting from what is happening throughout the globe.
The data for accessing information on internet is becoming cheaper, but some information is not helpful to the young generation. This was stressed by the National Research Institute Director, Dr. Osborne Sanida.
Of the materials provided by the mass media may have adverse impact on especially the young people. It is important to regulate the materials to avoid distracting them in their education or emotionally or psychologically, and of course their general well-being. So when I say education, I mean both the qualification, academic qualification that they are trying to achieve, but also education in terms of attitude, moral, and ethics. Someone may be qualified academically but still not morally right. So education must encompass both academic as well as ethics. The materials that mass media provide in the country, relevant government agencies should consider drawing lessons from some countries that have done well in these areas, as well as continue to create more awareness about negative impacts that materials such as sexual content and violence can have on young children, and the need for parents to regulate the content of materials that their children access.
Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, Jason Peter, also stressed that social media has both advantages and disadvantages, and children are exposed to everything on the internet, which is a big challenge in the country.
The technology such as internet and social media has transformed how we generate and consumption information. Information now reaches us through our mobile phone, what we used to get traditionally on the radio, TV, newspapers, books, and magazines, CDs, videos, etc., are now on our fingertips. Information reaching us is not only good, but equally bad, such as political and religious propagandas, pornography, and various forms of misinformation, cyberbullying and harassment, and many more. Our children are becoming more technology savvy and they are exposed to many of those dangers. There is more evidence, as we found in many schools across our country, on students and having access to mobile phones and internet access.
Secretary of the Department for Community Development and Religion, Jerry Ubasi, says, "We face so many issues with social media in PNG, therefore students are encouraged to use social media only for educational purposes."
All the social media platform has its good side and bad side. From the good side point of view, you can ask your children to look at educational programs. There are so many educational programs in the social media, especially TikTok, that you can see, and also Facebook. It's just that sometimes we move to the other side, which we're not supposed to go. That's why we are doing that. But it's good to encourage our children to look at more educational programs that are posts or apps that are already there. We can come up with certain criteria that government can follow to put restriction to especially TikTok and the Facebook.
The government of PNG, through the Office of Censorship, recognizes the need to find a strategy that can be used to restrict access of illegal and harmful materials by children and young people. The Office of Censorship is proposing for internet content filtering system because young people are already exposed to media and sexual content, as it is evident in their negative behaviors.
We are now proposing for internet filtering system to be. So we will be. The report will give that evidence to ask the government to support us in terms of internet filtering. But like earlier I said that we got other infrastructures with, for instance, Dataco. We have signed that MOU with Dataco and DICT that we want to ride on with on their National Cybersecurity Center, which will be in operation soon. So that we will be. So we're just calling on our stakeholders to assist us while we are proposing for internet filtering system to be placed with censorship office.
The research on media and sexual content has found strong reasons to emphasize on protecting Papua New Guineans from immoral, indecent online and mass media contents, and support the idea to filter the internet content for the country. The Office of Censorship is now calling on all the stakeholders to assist them in addressing these issues identified in the report.
We go for a break and we'll be back. Do stay with us.